So do you want to like see the rooms that I'm thinking about having this installed in and everything?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now that we know we're kind of thinking about it for heating and cooling, I got an idea as to the potential product we could potentially use. Have you thought much about the brand, or is that something you're kind of relying upon us for? Good question.
I don't really know, honestly, which brand would be best.
Okay.
I mean, if you have all, if you have multiple brands, basically just whichever one gives the best value and, most aggressive pricing, I guess, for my, for my specific needs. I'm not quite sure how many rooms I would want to put one in. So how does it work? It's you have one unit and then multiple units in different rooms, like how much square footage can each one of the units cover?
Yeah. So typically you have an indoor unit and you have an outdoor unit. You can put quite a few, but we'll say on average, you can put 4 to 5 indoor units on one outdoor unit.
Okay.
And basically the way that would look is, a lot of people do them in the bedrooms. And then you might have like an open area where there's a kitchen living room. You could probably do a little bit larger square footage there. But the actual indoor units can vary in size. So we can actually go quite large to cool a particular area. But if the area is closed off, we have to be careful because that air is not necessarily going to go to another area if the door is shut or something along those lines. But we can, if it's an open area, we can actually go pretty good size and actually cool quite a bit of area quite quickly, or heat it. The other thing is too, the nice thing about these things is dual zone, so you could literally have a different temperature in the bedroom than in the kitchen, than in, let's say, another bedroom upstairs. So
Okay.
having it be able to be zoned is sometimes very nice. Hot air furnaces, you can do that, but it can be very tricky.
Okay.
So, benefit.
And just so I know so say you'll see downstairs, like I'm gonna bring in one of my girls, but so my two daughters are actually sleeping in the same room now because by their own choice, right? So eventually they're not going to want to do that anymore. So I would probably at this point just install one in one room, the one that they're actually using. But then in a year or so, when they decide that they want to sleep in separate rooms, can I have you guys come back in and install another one?
Yeah, by you telling us that up front, it would actually be able to work out. We can't go any less than 2 indoor units to 1 outdoor unit and prepare for a third.
Okay.
We can't go. It couldn't be like 1 indoor unit to 1 outdoor unit and want to add another indoor unit later on. But as long as we have at least 2 indoor units to 1 outdoor unit, we could size it so that we could actually put in another indoor unit at a later time, if that makes sense.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. Well, let me just I'll walk you around a little bit here.
Sure.
So basically, I'm up in my office right now, and there's, so first place I'm going to bring you is this is my kids' sort of like play area here. So this is the, not great lighting, but basically, I wrote down some measurements here. This room is like basically 24 by 24.
24. Okay.
Yeah, and so like this is kind of, we come up here and we hang out, and they spend a lot of time up here now. So I think that this is probably one place that I would want to have it. But just so you know, the ceilings are. Like this is basically the attic of the house, right? So like that is the roof.
Yeah,
so
right. Yeah. Okay. So
you know what I mean? It's slanted. So I don't know if there's. I mean, are you able to? How does that work? Or would you just install it on one of these walls right here, where it would be a little bit lower to the ground?
Yeah, they actually make a unit that actually is designed to be mounted on the wall, similar to like a Rinnai heater. I don't know if you've ever seen those. If you can picture that, they do have one that can sit lower on the floor. That might be a possible solution there. If not, typically the indoor units are usually on an outside wall. Not always, but usually on an outside wall.
Mm-hmm.
But in your particular scenario where you have those knee walls, it might be a good scenario where we could actually mount a unit lower on the ground and then in turn pipe out from there to the condenser. So
Okay.
that might be what I would suggest there. Unless there's an open spot, it's got to be probably at least 34 inches or so on the exterior wall, a flat spot. That's
Yep.
about the other way we could do it.
Okay. All right. Good to know. But yeah, so this would be one of them. This would be
Yeah.
one of the rooms where we would
4 by
definitely want to do
24.
it.
Yeah.
We're going downstairs here to one of my girls' rooms. So
Sure.
both the bedrooms are basically the same size. And we haven't made the beds yet, so don't laugh. But so this is this room is 14 by 12.
Okay. 14 by 12. Yeah.
So I'd probably put it like right here. I don't know if that's enough room, but that's that's basically your outside wall.
Yeah.
And then or maybe over here, or even over here, there's some room. We just wouldn't be able to put it here because this goes to the other bedroom.
Yeah, that would be a little bit tougher to actually get it on that wall, but it could still be done. But I think having at least we have a couple of areas on the outside wall, we can definitely put one in there. And that one there, you said it's 14 by 12, give or take.
Yeah, and how wide is the unit? How wide is what's it called? Like the one that goes inside the house?
Yeah. I actually call, a lot of people refer to them as heads, like an indoor head. That's what I refer to in the trade.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's actually a wall-mounted unit that usually mounts up high.
Okay.
So that when the air is coming out, because obviously on the air conditioning side, it's going to flow out, and then they have vanes that will allow it to go back and forth and kind of cover the whole area.
Okay.
Those are typically mounted up high.
Okay.
Yep.
And then roughly how wide are they?
So I think on the small ones, I want to say maybe 32 inches, 34 inches as far as the width. They're not very tall. They're probably only 20 inches tall, but they range based on size. But if you only have a 14 by 12 room, we're probably looking at a 6,000 BTU unit, maybe a little bit bigger, but somewhere in that ballpark. That's actually the smallest indoor unit that they make.
All right, so then you would probably be able to. I think that this space right here is probably a good. It's probably a good 36 inches right here. So you figure you'd be able to probably fit one right there.
Yeah, probably fit it right in there. Yeah, based on the size. Yeah, so that's a good spot for one. Absolutely.
All right, perfect. So that would be the other one. I would probably need two of those because I have a master bedroom that's basically the same size.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
It's, a little bit. It's a little bit bigger. I can't bring you in there because it's dirty. But it's 12 to 4. 12 by 14.
Yeah. Okay. 12 by 14 in there.
Now we're going downstairs to the nut house.
All right, that's cool.
Okay. So basically, hi everybody. Say hello to LaPlante Electric. We're doing a quick run through to maybe do some heat pumps down here, or I guess a heat pump. All right, so
you get a very open concept, Dan.
It's an open concept. So it's basically it's 24 feet by so basically the kitchen is 24 by 24.
Okay, cool. Yeah, right.
And the living room over here is 24 by 24 by 14.
Okay.
So whatever the math is there.
Yeah.
24 by 45, 46, something like that.
Yeah. 24 by 38 or so. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
So would I need two?
It depends on that. I mean, it will spread out. It's not gonna be able to have the force to push it all the way down the other end of the house. Mm-hmm. If we put in one, but the air will mix. So it depends on your comfort level. Like if we cooled the living room and it flowed into the kitchen, would that be okay? If we wanted to condition the two spaces together exactly so that they would, kind of balance themselves out, then yes, I'd want to put in potentially two, one on each end. But it really depends on your comfort level. There will be a difference in temperature between the living room and the kitchen if we only put in one head, for sure.
Okay, gotcha. All right, good to know. So we might be looking at 4.
Yeah, we could possibly do something in the 4, right?
Okay. All right.
4, potentially 4 heads, and you could always do it in such. And the other piece to it too, we couldn't go too far out, but we might be able to size the condenser to handle a little bit more. So when you did put in let's say you were going to put in 2 for sure, because you wanted one in the master bedroom and you wanted one in the bedroom that the kids are sleeping in, and then you wanted potentially one downstairs. To add a 4th one, we could do it. You really couldn't decide we wanted to add 5, but we could add a 4th. And then you could also look at the possibility downstairs, if you were to say, okay, upstairs we're going to do the one in the master, the one in the kids' bedroom, and then we're going to do potentially one in the kids' bedroom in the future, and actually put in a 2nd unit just for the downstairs where you could put in 2 heads. That might be another way to look at it too. A little bit more of an investment, but if we're trying to balance it out and make sure, because it's all about comfort, right? So we got to try to make sure that we get it cool and there's not too many hot spots and or cold spots. So we'll have to kind of take a look at that, just to see what would be the better option.
Okay.
That's in my opinion, anyways.